hip external rotation ENG in the 90-90 position. So what we're trying to do here is get into that 90-90 position first that we just opened up, hopefully with some sort of pin and rail. And then we're trying to actually pull ourselves into that deep external rotation position. So if I'm doing this without any force, it looks pretty simple. I'm just going down like this and getting into as deep of a motion and coming back out. The key is you got to pull yourself into that position, not just let gravity take you there. So from this position, I'm trying to get in as tight of an upright position as possible, trying to keep my spine as straight as I can. I'm going to squeeze the inside of my hip here. So the inside of my hip is simply trying to pull myself down into that position. I'm then going to, depending on what level we're at, either push myself up with my hands or this is a big or, use backside hip to drive out of that position. So in the hardest form we have here, it could be I'm using this side of my hip to pull myself in that position, and then I'm going to try to push and use the back side of my hip to come back out of it. Okay, and that's very important to actually think about those contractions, because like I said, you can very easily just get into this position, without doing too much work. Use the hands, whatever you have. If that's too hard, you can always put the two hands down, go here as best you can. The hardest variation of this is getting both hands up off the ground and then getting into this big pulled position here and then driving right back out. My hip external rotation isn't the best ever. It's why I work on it so much. And getting into that position like deeper would be better if you can. So don't just go by what I get to. Try to get as far as you can in that deep position with your spine straight. Try not to round here. Like, you don't just want to get your chest to the knee. You want to think about getting your chest over top of the knee, or like belly button to the knee is a better goal to have. But again, on each side, you might find differences. That's okay. Just try to get as much tension as possible where you're controlling down anywhere from 6 to 8 seconds in the descent, and then pushing back up with either the backside hip or with the hands.